Thanks, everyone. I really do appreciate the time to share a few thoughts with you. My name is Vishal, and yeah, I do know this slide title is a bit of a mouthful and has way too many words for an intro slide. But hopefully, we'll be able to unpack it for you in the next few slides, and that should make it a bit easier to get our minds around. So, what do we mean by everybody knows what social and is and what social apps do, but social needs to have context and a relationship to what it is that we wish to offer within the scope of what we're doing, and that's where what Seinberg calls social plus gets into the picture. A social plus community or a social plus app is where people and a community meet a purpose. So when you go to ESPN, you don't go there to exchange recipes. You go there with something very specific in mind, and you know what you're going there for. Now, what we're saying is it's time for you to bring that same level of expectation and engagement and experience within your own app. And that has two components. One is the interaction, which is the emotional part, which is what people do. And they converse with each other. But then the transactional layer comes in, which is what they converse about, which is what they engage with. And I'm here to talk to my friends, and then I'm here to talk to them specifically about basketball or about cricket or about coco or any other sport. So the community plus purpose or the reason is what is the amalgamation of that is what results in a social plus app. And doing this together gets a few advantages to us, which then translate into competitive advantages. I could have 2,000 people in my phone's address book, but out of those 2,000 people, just 30 of them are interested in Formula One. And out of those 30, it's just seven or eight that I speak with, or when there's a Formula One race going on, or there could be a few interested in cricket, and then there's just a few out of that who I engage with when there is a match going on. So I'm not interested in the entire 2,000 people in someone's address book, but I'm just interested in the people who form a core group around a specific interest, which in this case could be fantasy sports around cricket or kabaddi or badminton or football or Formula One. This allows us to bring about and to create a social graph per sport, per area of interest, and then divide those communities into micro communities for better targeting, for better and higher quality engagement, and then creating content and products for them that keep on coming back. So it creates a kind of a virtuous cycle that feeds on itself. Two extremely relevant and well executed examples of this at scale are Dream 11, who pretty much everybody in India are familiar with, and Yahoo Sports. Uh, Both Yahoo Sports and Dream 11 use uh, in-app engagement very, very extensively in a very well thought out manner to create a rewarding engagement experience for their fantasy sports players who are then not left that they're with the feeling that they're playing alone, but they're within a larger community that is just a keyboard's click away from them, depending on the sport and the time of the year and the contest that they're engaging in. The critical part over here is being able to do so at scale, because when you go from 1 million users to 100 million users, you don't want the rest of your ecosystem or your stack to be playing catch up and then going through the hiccups that come along with that. Other examples of this at scale, moving beyond just fantasy sports into esports, are Nexon, who again have live engagement along with the content that they're streaming. And as things get more casual, You could make it as engaging or as casual, depending on the use case you're offering and the problems you're solving for. There are two distinct sets of no, counterparties in any such platform. There is the fantasy sports players who want many types of engagement. It could be one-on-one text chat, or it could be the ability to have a video call within a certain group of people, or just on one-on-one. It could be somebody like Jasprit Bumrah who's broadcasting his ideas to a community of a few million people or a few 100,000 people, depending on how you structure it. And then there's what the fantasy sports companies and operators want, which is that all of these features, while sounding very cool, should also be curated and at scale. What you want what you want is the ability to offer an internet experience without the bad parts of the internet. So make it safe, make it engaging, and keep the filthy parts out. Be able to do so repeatedly, consistently, so that you're able to give a good experience, and you're not having to second guess and wish for new capabilities, but instead they're already baked in. Uh, Broadly, the engagement platform for fantasy sports, when you're doing it in app, is a combination of some or all of these. Sendbird delivers all of these various methods of engagement, be it notifications or streaming chat, group calls, video calls. It's all delivered via the cloud on AWS. And for our partners in India, we are able to do this from our region in Mumbai. Uh, Moving on to who we do this for and what's the problem we're solving. There's many ways that you can your players can engage with each other. The key part is that you have them engage inside your own app, because what's the point if people are talking about what they're doing in your app but they're doing so outside your app? So you're creating all the content, you're creating all the purpose, but the engagement is happening in some place that you don't control, you can't curate, and you have no influence over. We allow you to do all of this inside your own app. We do so in a very scalable manner, and this is the only thing we do. We've raised money from the likes of Vision Fund and Tiger Global and Iconic. We came out of Y Combinator in winter of 2016. And in-app engagement is the only thing we do. So we better do it well. We work with some names that you would already be familiar with within community. Yahoo Sports, of course, PUBG, uh, Dream 11, quite obviously, and Reddit. So you could have used Sendbird's in-app engagement or chat or calls without actually knowing that you're using us and touching us. So all of these have a very different look and feel and experience. But the common thing is that they all have Sendbird running at the back end. So it's extremely customizable and obviously scalable. Different customers have seen different kinds of improvements in various metrics. Specifically for esports, Nexon saw a 150% increase in their esports platform. And just to wrap it up in the next 2 or 3 slides, again, you have to make it social and not just throw in engagement as an afterthought. It has to be built into the product and the product flow, and it has to be curated and be part of a broader offering. So I'm chatting, but I need to have my friends over there as well. I need to be able to engage, have custom emoji in the form of a hat tricks emoji or a goal emoji. There needs to be extensive and very tight moderation so that people are not offended by what somebody else sends their way. Again, it could be as casual, fun, or as serious as you might want it to be. And of course, all of this creates huge volumes of data that you're then able to analyze and then create a feedback loop to create a better experience, a better product for your users, which then leads to improved monetization. None of this would be possible if all of this activity was happening outside your app, because you would neither be able to exert control, nor curate, nor get analytics from any of these interactions that were happening. Again, to sum it up, if all you take away from this keynote is one slide, please make this what you take away. People are already talking about what they're doing. It's just that they're not talking, or might not be talking about it within your own app. It could be happening on Discord or WhatsApp or Telegram, but I can say with absolute certainty that this is happening. The question you have to answer is, do you let it happen where it is, or do you bring it in house to make it safe, make it more engaging, make it more monetizable, and make engagement a product or part of a product, instead of leaving it to people who don't have as much invested in it as you do. So uh, apps are social isn't going anywhere, but if you're able to curate social and make it more relevant for your users within the context of your products, then that's how you make a winning combination between what your users want and expect and what you have to offer. And uh, that was that was the last slide that I had to share with you. Thank you again so much for your time, and yeah, I really do appreciate this opportunity.